So here's another attempt at a video, and I do not want to do this popping thing I do with my mouth, and I probably just did it. But I think part of the blame is the mic I have on the setup, so it makes my P's and my B's sound really poppy and kind of irritating, and I don't like it. I don't like the way it goes, but it just goes that way. I'm also not going to do a video like 14 times over. Part of the mandate of my blog so far for various reasons, none of them being laziness, is that I don't do second takes. I don't well, I'll explain the reason to begin with. The proximate reason is basically I want the videos to come across as just extremely raw and candid, no editing or anything like that. Although I have, for in defense, I have decided to buy video editing software, and I'm gonna try my hand at editing videos, and I'm probably gonna take it to a little bit of an artsy level, but I'm not gonna over edit videos anyway. But there is an aesthetic, there is a YouTube aesthetic to vloggers that I've seen. It's basically straight cuts within the same sentence sometimes. You know what I'm saying. I don't have to explain this to you. But I'm going to try some of that. And it's maybe part of my summer coming out process. I want to get that in the books. But aside from that, hopefully my P's haven't been popping, and I have a feeling that they have been in the video so far. So sorry about that. I know it sounds irritating. It irritates me, and it's coming from me. So yeah, sorry about that. So the other day, and this idea came up with one of my friends on Facebook, and it's also been a recurring theme I've noticed throughout, my atheist research and my anti-natalist research and things like that. So the famous example of what I'm going to talk about is when the Four Horsemen had that seminal, or that pivotal kind of conversation. So Christopher Hitchens, Sam Harris, Dan Dennett, and Richard Dawkins get together in a, I forget whose apartment it was, but they got together in a living room, and they had drinks, and they smoked cigarettes, and they talked about things, and they Christopher Hitchens, God bless his soul, basically said that we kind of need religious viewpoints. We need religious viewpoints as atheists in order to battle through ideas. They offer a countermeasure, a counterpoint to what atheists say, and that's basically essential to atheism. That debate. And Richard Dawkins, whom I agree with, basically shot back, basically saying that we do have lots and lots of stuff to argue about. If anything, this religious kind of back and forth takes away from some more important questions. But I guess in some light, religion kind of offers up this fuzzy area that you could bounce points off of. But I don't see that as helpful. I see that as basically a certain amount of ignorance that kind of holds things back. Like if you think about the Dark Ages, for instance, we could have been way ahead of where we are now if Christianity hadn't taken a hold of Europe in this really ignorant and messed up way. And I think we see the same thing happening in the Islamic world today with the Middle East and really ultra conservative interpretations of Islam, say like with ISIS, but even not so much rogue, but with institutional Islamic repression and oppression, would say countries like Saudi Arabia. So I guess I kind of deviated from my point there, but I guess what I want to say is there are certain things that have been proven to be true. You think about maybe one of the more controversial ones, and continues to be kind of controversial because of all the politics involved, is the whole homosexuality thing and gay rights. I don't believe that science says that there is debate in science as to whether gay rights is something that should be ratified by almost every single country on earth. Um, I feel like the science is pretty sound. It's something that is natural, occurs naturally, and not even just within the human context, but in other animals and things like that. And even forgetting the science, if you don't believe in science, I mean, what I watch when I jerk off is none of your fucking business. What I do in my bedroom is none of your fucking business, and it just works that way. And I live in Canada, and we've seen that, like we've seen that it doesn't actually jurisdictions where queer rights have been made into law does not they don't go through any kind of societal decline. Like that does not happen. So this is proven stuff. um what I'm trying to get to is saying that no, if something's been proven to be true, it doesn't mean that everybody's homogenous, and we're some big non we're some sort of big echo chamber altogether. What I'm saying is there are issues. While there are things that have been proven scientifically, there are issues that yet have to be solved and looked into and talked about and debated. But religion, kind of it walks things back. Like, and I don't know why this keeps happening, but religion tends to, even among the non-religious, tends to take up shop in or set up shop in people's heads as this kind of absolute necessity, even for people that aren't even all that religious, if even religious at all. So I'm saying, so okay, the point I want to get back to, the point is that things can be proven. Once they're proven, we move ahead. It's not like we're lacking arguments. There are tons and tons of things to be argued. The universe is huge, and there are things to be debated all the time. It doesn't mean that once something's been proven, everybody has to think the same, and now we're just one amorphous blob. There are constantly things to be, and now, and like humanprogress.org says, like you will get back and forth movements in the upward slope of progress. Anyway, I sound like my peas are popping again, so it's probably time to go. So yeah, that's all I want to say. Yeah, do I need to summarize again? Nah, I'm fine. Okay, bye.